pal. You got a minute?
Hey folks, how you doing? There's something on my mind, something on my heart. I've got to get it out there. Over the past several days, and actually quite frequently since I've been talking with him on Twitter, a guy that I consider one of the best people I've ever met in the YouTube community, Geekdom 101, has been receiving more than his fair share of grief from people who are trying to bring him down to make themselves feel better. Folks, this kind of shit just, to me, it doesn't fly. And there is a personal reason behind that. So before I go into anything personal, I'm going to say this. D, Geekdom, I'm standing with you, my friend. 150 gosh dang %. And that goes to everybody else in my life. Whether it be online or here in my own hometown. And the names, there are too many for me to name because I would be here for, God, years. Anyway, there's certain things about my life I don't talk about. At least, not much. One of those being that when I was in junior high, high school, I was bullied. Yeah, real shocker there, huh? This guy here was not Mr. Popular. But I did have friends. I did have people on my side, people who stood with me, people that I consider as close as, still now, as close as family to this day. People that I would take a bullet for in a heartbeat. But part of me always wondered, why? What is the purpose behind this? You don't know what's going on in my life. I don't know what's going on in yours. I really didn't care. All I knew was these guys are making my life a living hell for no reason. I ain't done shit to these people. And no, I'm not bitter. I have had almost 20 years to grow past it and become the man that I am now. I'm just talking about this now because it goes into what's really on my mind. And that is, in this day and age of 24-hour social media, this is the whole thing. It's gotten worse. It's gotten a million times worse than what I had to deal with in my school days. I have a niece. She's 14. But over the past couple of years, she's been dealing with it a hell of a lot more worse than I did when I was in school. I try to be there for her, but this is way beyond what I had to deal with. They're not just making her life a living hell at school. Now they're doing it all over social media, all over Xbox Live, all over everything. And there doesn't seem to be any escape from it. Folks, bullying is an issue that I feel strongly about, and I really should be saying more about it, but the fact of the matter is, the only reason that I don't is because a lot of it brings back some really bad memories. If it hadn't been for my family and the friends that I had when I was in school, God only knows where I'd be right now. I might not even be here. If I didn't have a family and friends who actually gave a damn. I'm still reminded of a guy I knew when I was in junior high. This was back in '87, I believe I was in 6th grade. We had talked off and on. I knew the guy. He was decent people. He wasn't in the circles that I ran in, but he was still someone that was decent enough to me, decent enough to my friends. So I tried to be as friendly with him as I possibly could. And then one day, about the middle of the spring, I am sitting in my science class, Mr. Tuggle's class, and an announcement comes over the intercom that this guy had taken a .44 caliber revolver, walked right in front of his parents, and blew his brains out. Hearing that announcement still haunts me to this day. If I had to wager a guess, and I'm no psychologist, don't get me wrong here, but if I had to wager a guess, I'd say he was suffering from some kind of depression. And back in 1987, I don't think anybody ever knew what depression really was in kids, especially not in kids in junior high and high school age. So, as I said, it still haunts me. I remember talking to him just about 2 or 3 days prior. Never said a word about what was going on with his family or anything like that. We just talked about the upcoming ball games and what was going on with band and everything else. And after that, we said our see you laters and went to our classes. And then I find out he took his own life. Hell of a thing to find out in 6th grade. But I'm just going to say this right now. As was stated before the title sequence, this video goes out to anybody and everybody who has suffered through any and all kinds of bullying. No matter how old you are, how young you are, I'm with you. And as always, folks, keep on being awesome. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you when I see you.